Good morning. Good morning. Hope everyone is doing great. It was a super windy night. We actually got woke up with a tornado warning, saying to seek shelter. And so I was awake for at least a little bit during that time, waiting to see if we were going to get carried off to Oz. Because, where are we going to go? There's a whole campground full of people and campers. Where are we going to go? I didn't think about it until this morning. There's a bathhouse right here, but it's not below grade, so it wouldn't have made a whole lot of difference. But we're okay. I don't know. Steve has walked the dogs this morning. I've been doing some stuff here in the camper, getting ready to go live with you guys, and so I haven't been out to see if there was any kind of damage or anything. But it was super windy.
Trees leaning.
Some trees leaning. There's some trees leaning. Which they were in here yesterday. They had they were cutting down limbs and chipping the limbs and things like that yesterday morning, like right at the end, and during my next call they were doing that, and it was, I guess it was a good thing that they were doing that yesterday, because whatever those limbs were probably come down last night. Oh, I got a thumbs up, but I didn't know that anybody was here. Oh, good morning, Kimmery. How are you? Excuse me. So I am sitting inside this morning. I am in the corner of the camper, where this is actually the dinette that we don't use as a dinette. I have, the table is pretty much always down, and I have like a waterproof mattress protector. I mean, not mattress, but a waterproof protector, like on a couch ones or something like that. And then I have a pile of blankets over top of that. And that's generally where at least two of the dogs sleep. And then they take turns on the bed that's on the floor. Kimmery says, doing great. How's the trip? The trip is good. I've learned to at least use this to do these lives and to do the Zoom calls. The setup so far works. Most everyone has said that the sound is okay when I'm using the iPods, and then the camera that's on the computer is okay. Yesterday afternoon, it was a little windy, and I started out using just the camera and the microphone from the iPod, from the Mac, and it all, people were saying it was fine. That's probably going to be my next purchase, but I want to make sure that I get the right thing. So if I don't need one, I guess I won't get one. But I'm going to go back and listen to some of these and see if, what the sound is like, and make sure that it's adequate for being on location, that the there's the wind suppressors and stuff like that. Good morning, Sharon. Hope you are doing well today. So I'm just kind of piled up here in the corner. I got a bunch of pillows and blankets behind me. There's a window. Wilson, say hello. Wilson does not like to be on a camera, by the way. Excuse me. If you point a phone at him, he immediately looks away. He does not want his picture taken. He's really funny about it. Joey, on the other hand, will pose. Joseph. The one thing about my microphone at home is it suppresses all of the dog barking, or at least most of the dog barking. I don't know that any of this suppresses any of that. So I probably need to figure something out for that. I mean, although Joey's the only one that barks. So I just need to figure out something that's going to suppress him. Not necessarily the barking. Because I would just assume that what's the word? I would just assume wish that he didn't bark. Oh, here, Joey. You wanted a cameo? Come on. Joe, come here. No? Okay. So I have the ability to do all kinds of work on location. I got the extra monitors and things like that. I've got my mouse. I've got an extra keyboard. All the things I have with me, I realized that the bag that I bought to carry the things is not as big as I thought it was. The main stuff will fit, so it's okay. But I have to carry a purse and stuff too. So, I mean, if I was doing this full time, then I wouldn't necessarily need the bag to carry things around. So there's that. Good morning, Vic. How are you? So yesterday in my membership group in our Facebook Messenger chat, I asked for 2 people participated. Thank you to the 2 people that participated. But I asked for a list of like 5 things that you are good at, things that you like to do and things that you're good at. And there was between the 2 people, there was a crossover of excuse me, of things that they liked. And I provided a list of 25 ideas that went with those things. I got the list from ChatGPT, and should those people or others inside the group want to flesh out some of the ideas, then I look forward to being able to do that. Is also, so yeah, that goes on in my group. It also goes on in Cha-Ching chats. So speaking of Cha-Ching chats, we now have have our own YouTube channel, and we are Sarah got at least most of the previous podcasts moved over there. We will continue to post new content on Tuesdays. We did not do that this past Tuesday. Sarah was moving the stuff over. I was finishing up taxes. We did a recording that will go live on this coming up Tuesday with Liz Wilcox. So if you guys watch Survivor, then she is currently on this season's Survivor. And it was a really, really good call because we didn't talk about Survivor, by the way. It's during the current season, so we weren't allowed to talk about it, but she was wearing a hat that had Survivor on it. And we might have gotten a little bit of behind the scenes stuff, but can't talk about that either. But she's had several businesses, and she's done quite well for herself, and it was a really, really good conversation. I learned some things. I got some ideas for my own business, and I'm super looking forward to being able to implement some of those things. And she had a project manager and to help her with some stuff, and I think that I didn't realize that that was a thing. Like, I knew what a project manager was for construction, but I never thought about it for any other business genre. So it was very interesting what she was able to accomplish, but y'all are going to have to go watch watch that video in order to get more information. What we are doing is we are going to continue to do the breakup of halfway through the call, so that there's like 30 minutes per episode. That way you can either binge watch, right? So you could start at the beginning of the playlist and then binge watch everything all the way through, or you don't have to figure out where you left off. They're more like 30-minute clips, 30-minute clips, and then if you need to leave and come back or whatever, you can do that. But we've made it also so that it will just continue to go through to the next video, so you don't have to stop what you're doing and pick something else and move forward. Because we all know that every time you stop what you're doing, it creates a problem, because then it's like it takes you 20 minutes to figure out where you're at. And maybe not everybody's like that, but there's enough of us like that we wanted to make sure that we provided a way to not have that be an extra issue. So we've got a few people watching this morning. Thank you for the thumbs up. Do we have any questions? Accounting, bookkeeping, taxes, life, camping, camper, anything. We have a Blackstone grill, and we tried to cook on it yesterday and found out that with all the wind, we need to get these wind guards that go around the side, because it's just, the wind was blowing it so hard that the grill never actually really heated up. So we had some salmon last night, but I ended up having to finish it on the stove inside the camper. But that's okay. We got through it. We've got all the things, and a lot of experience, so we just pivot. But I already added to my cart the wind guards. They're magnetic and they go around the sides, so they just kind of stick onto the grill. And I think that, I don't really see any reason to take them off once we put them on. But they're magnetic, so they would come off and clean easily enough. I was gonna just go ahead and order them, but they would have been to my house on Saturday, so I will wait so that they come I can probably order them today so that they'll be there on Sunday when we get home. But otherwise, everything is going pretty well. We realized yesterday that when the camper got winterized, that there was 2 buttons to turn back on or 2 buttons to turn off that's underneath the dinette, so we couldn't figure out why we weren't getting hot water. I say we, but it's not we, because Steve was doing all that while I was on the calls yesterday. So I just found out about it kind of after the fact.
Just 2 valves at one of them. Actually, it was only one.
What else? Camping and we got Robin is here. Good morning. Are you still going to do a focus class talk on deductions after your talk on text group, which was awesome? It made my head start thinking. So yes, my plan is to do a deductions intensive, and it's going to be a living course, a living class, and we'll just meet weekly. I haven't decided whether, I think we're just going to do a 1 month at a time. So it'll be a 1 month intensive, and it's gonna be different. Like each class will be a little bit different, because the people will be different, and we'll be talking about deductions, and we'll be talking about, what do you have in your life, in your house, in your business that could be a deduction. So each time I redo the class or rerun the class, it's going to be a little bit different. We'll have we'll get different ideas, things that might be helpful to our current businesses that maybe we didn't think of before, that could help us scale. So yes, I'm absolutely going to do the deductions intensive. It will likely start the first week of May, and and then run for the month of May. Robin says, you brought up a lot of options I never thought of. Exactly. That's the whole point of it, right? So my regular membership, it's been more of an accountability type group, where we don't necessarily have topics. You can come and you can ask me anything that you need to. It's a safe space. It's not currently, occasionally I record it, but for the most part it's not recorded. It's more like open office hours, working space, and the first week of the month, it's 2 hours. You come in and you get your bookkeeping done. If you have questions, you can ask the questions. Then this intensive is going to be like like I said, a living class that you can join if you want to. You can it won't be a repeat payment. If you want to join the next one, you can join the next one. And then we can kind of just grow it. We can kind of grow it together and find ways to scale our business and reduce our tax liabilities through discussion. So that's that option, and I will be at a different time of day. I'm probably going to do that one a little bit later in the day. The times may change, but I think I will do. Well, I'm not going to say. Let me get it fleshed out between now and the end of the month, and I'll let you know what I end up what I end up going with. I have a group that I have a class that I'm starting in on Monday. So it's where I'm going to get coaching. So I think that I might ask them for a little bit of help inside of that group to make sure that I set this up so it's helpful for my clients, but it doesn't create too large of a burden for me either. I want to be helpful, but I don't want to be I need to be available in other ways as well. So I have to make sure that I don't overextend my time with how many calls I do. So I have to be careful with that. But I'll get through it, and I'll make sure that it is well worth your money. And this doing it early in the year, it gives you more of a chance to implement the things to reduce any tax liability for 2024, which is the key. You can't reduce your tax liability next January through April. You need to look at the things now that you can do to fix the issues and to reduce and to put money away and things like that. So do we have any other questions? The sun's trying to hide this morning. It keeps coming out and peeking. It's like peekaboo, and then it goes back behind the clouds. It's still pretty windy. Inside the camper, we've got a bunch of windows open and screen door open, and it's 74 degrees in here. So it's not bad. All the puppies are snoozing. There's my window neighbor, the neighbors. Like my paw print pillowcase. That's my sheets. My sheets got great big paw prints on them. I did a video. I haven't rewatched it yet to make sure that I'm actually going to post it. But I did a video the other day before we left of me putting the sheets on the bed because it's such a comical thing to try to do. So before I post it, I'm going to watch it and make sure that it's something that I want to be seen. CM Trades, good morning. Asks, are we supposed to take our 1099 total and subtract the fee total on our performance tab in eBay to include the platform fees on our taxes? No, I don't want you to use the performance tab. I do want you to do that, but I want you to take the 1099 and go to Seller Hub, Payments, Reports. And when you get there, run it for last year, just right there across the top. Those are the gray box, right? And on the left-hand side, it's going to say orders, and it's going to have a couple things in the middle. And then on the right-hand side, it's going to have net transfers. So I want you to take your your 1099, and subtract the net transfers. And the difference is going to go into your bookkeeping as eBay selling costs. And then it will go into your taxes in the cost of goods section. It'll have in the cost of goods section, it'll have prior inventory from last year. That should be 0 unless you carried inventory over. All your inventory purchases, then contract work, or no, less purchases removed for personal use, then contract work, then materials and supplies, which is anything that you take to get from you to your customer. Then the next line is other costs, which there's a button, right? If you're using OLT, there's a button right there that says that you click on to add other costs. That's where you're going to put the selling costs. When you do it this way, and you take your 1099 minus the net transfers, that includes your promoted, your subscriptions, your shipping. It includes anything that eBay took the money for. Okay. Vic says she likes the sheets. Fabulously frugal. Good morning. Where am I? I am in Virginia Beach at the KOA. Garden resale thrifts. Hi, I'm doing TurboTax and not sure how to add the other sites like Etsy and Poshmark. Last year, I was only able to add eBay and no one gave me a 1099, but Poshmark did give me one and only sold $400. All right. First off, Garden resale thrifts, welcome. Glad to have you. Second off, stay away from that Intuit nasty TT website. It is astronomical what it's going to cost you to use their website. CM Trades row. She said the TT word. Go use OLT online tax, OLT.com. It's only $9.99 if you have state. And I do a walkthrough video right here on my YouTube channel. I have a walkthrough video that is still working and still works well. People are using it this year, and I did it. Oh, I did it in a previous year. My foot fell asleep. So, yeah. And if you do that, oh, you can join my my Facebook group too and ask me questions in there. But if you do that, I can easily help you figure out where to put those numbers. So if you're an OLT, it's fairly easy. If you get a 1099, then you add you go into your Schedule C, you add the 1099s. Excuse me. If you don't get the 1099, or you have sales in addition to the 1099, then when you're looking at the Schedule C page for the gross income, you have clicked the button to add the 1099, and then when you save and continue, it comes back to the screen, and right above where that number shows up from the 1099, there's a blank space that's other income not included on a 1099, and you would just total the numbers and put them in that spot. Fabulously Frugal says nice and enjoy. CM Trade says you are only 2 hours from me. Where are you? Am I 2 hours from you, like back towards my house? Or am I 2 hours from you in another direction? Oh, okay. You're in Richmond. Nice. I go through there on the way to see my daughter because of where she lives. It's she's in Rockingham, North Carolina. And so it always routes me through Richmond. I think it's to go up 81 and over through Raleigh. So yeah, this camper actually came from a place just on the other side of Richmond. Yes, garden resale thrifts. You will add eBay, Mercari, and Bonanza's gross sales together. Since they did not give you a 1099, it doesn't give you the ability to add them in. Like eBay was 500 and Macari was 200. It doesn't give you the ability to do that. You have to take the gross sales and put them in together in that one section. Make sure that you are getting all of your fees though for all those platforms. So the best way to do that is going to be taking the gross sales, subtracting whatever they put into your bank, which you can usually find on the web on their platform, and then the difference needs to be the fees. Yes. Wilson, you're on my mouse. Yes. So Garden Resale Thrift says, "Oh wow, that makes it more simple." And if you go use OLT, it's going to be even more simple. TurboTax thinks that we use too much space for our office expense, which you seem to be a little new to me. So, yeah, I don't want to badmouth anybody, but before I created my workbook, I tried them and I went and created mine. I went and created my own after that. And I've been selling it ever since. It's just, so my workbook is created by an accountant that's a tax strategist and has been doing this for over 30 years. That particular one was created by a data miner. So there is a lot of information that I don't know. I can't. It was just, it was like I started out, and if you were doing one off, I mean, and I just can't. I don't know. I haven't tried it in 3 years, so I don't know. But come join my Facebook group, Simplified Accounting with Cheryl on Facebook. Come join that. It's free, and ask me questions in there, and I'll be happy to help inside the group. I am on location right now, so being that I'm out of town, I'm not actively letting people into the group. But once I get back home, I will get back to doing that. If I can manage to get it done while I'm here, then maybe I will. But I'm also trying to recover from tax season before I go back and hit it a second time this year. So this is going to be the majority of what gets done for work after, for while I'm here. But yeah, you got until Monday. If you need to, don't be afraid to file an extension so that you make sure that you get your stuff right. I would rather you file the extension and take another few days to another week to get your stuff done than try and push it through when it's not right and you could be leaving money on the table. So take your time. If you need my help, I'll be in the group. I do consults, I do taxes, I do bookkeeping. I got all the things one way or another. So I've got you. And I do this call 5 days a week, right? So Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 9 Eastern time. CM Trade says you only need to do an extension if you owe money, correct? Technically, no. Technically, you should be doing an extension regardless, so that it kind of holds you accountable to make sure that you turn it in, right? Because if you owe money, you're actually supposed to be sending the money in with the extension. I've never understood how we're supposed to, if we know that we owe money, then why are we filing an extension? If we know what we owe, then we could just submit the taxes. But that's just me. I don't know. All right. Well, I've been on here for 35 minutes. I need to cut this one, and I will see you guys back on Monday morning. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and thank you. I will enjoy my weekend too, and have a great one. Bye.